Okay, welcome to my hypersomnia diary. This will be day 6. Day 6 is interesting. It's also the 16th of October today. I went and saw my doctor for our 3-month visit and discussed with him not only this video, but just where I was after another 3-month period. And what I'm determining from these videos and things like that is that either I'm losing the battle completely against hypersomnia. I won't say completely, but either I'm losing the battle as time goes on, it's getting harder and harder, or possibly just it's time to reevaluate the medicine and to look at some things. So that's what I want to talk about today. But first and foremost, I just want everyone to know that today I feel normal. Today I feel back to my normal personality, my normal wakefulness. I'm remembering to do things that I wanted to do 2 weeks ago, like fix an outlet and things like that. I think it's really important to understand, and hopefully there's even something, perhaps you can't see it, but brighter in my eyes or something because of this. So that being said, I was going to get into the full dosage and things like that, and I keep putting that off because it's a bit complicated. But what I will go through today is what my most recent dosage was, what was more or less discussed with my doctor today, some alternatives that we'll look into and stuff, doing a bit more research. And then what he decided to do after our appointment. So previously I was taking one 30 milligram Adderall XR, which is the extended release. So it's in your body throughout a 24-hour period or something like that, slowly being released, so that you're getting like you're not getting all of the chemical at once, so it slowly is tapering throughout the day. So one 30 milligram tablet. Previously I was taking one 20 milligram tablet immediate release, which is just a regular like Tylenol type of a capsule, no extended release. So when you take that, it's something like 10 to 15 minutes, and then all of it's getting released. I'm sure there's some sort of delayed binding agents to it, but so one 20 milligram tablet in the morning, one 20 milligram tablet somewhere between noon and probably like 5 or 6. That can vary sometimes depending on what's happening, if I'm traveling, or if work's requiring me to work extra hours, or if I'm doing things where maybe the day is my day started at 10 instead of a day starting at 8 or something. So that's what I was taking previously. I had been on that about a year, that dosage, and I was hesitant to go up last time because I want to keep myself in check, and I want to be smart about, I know that I'm taking a potentially moderate mind-altering substance, to the effect that it's giving me more dopamine, and there's a psychoactive element involved with it. So I talk to my girlfriend a lot and talk to my doctor a lot. So I try to, especially when things like increasing the dose come up, I really take that lightly, or I don't take that lightly is what I mean. So the last time he increased my dose, which was roughly a year ago, it may have been about 11 months. And what I had said to him today is, in the last 3 months, things feel like they're getting harder. It's not that the Adderall doesn't work, it's just losing its consistency. So whereas before, I mentioned I felt like I could, while medicated, I think I could rely on it, and to the effect that it was working throughout like a whole month's time roughly. Always good to take a weekend off or a few days off to let the chemical flush out of your body, but that was working up until, I want to say 6 months ago, actually. About 6 months ago, I started having the feeling like, and now then when I reflect on the last 6 months, that's when I started noticing that things weren't working anymore. It was getting harder to manage each month. Like I said, at times it felt like if I took the medicine, it almost wasn't even working sometimes. But that's sometimes. When it does work, it's the only thing that has worked for me. I just want to be clear on that. So, today we discussed Vyvanse, which I'll have to look up the exact chemical name of that, what that is, but it's in the amphetamine family. It can be prescribed, I think, at higher doses, whereas I think at Adderall, the biggest, or the most milligram per tablet, I think is 30. I think that's the most that you can have in one, and that's even for the time release. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, please. With Vyvanse, the brief literature that I read, and I'm going to go back and read more, it looked like there was possibly up to 80 or 100 milligram daily doses. The way my doctor explained Vyvanse is that it's still in the amphetamine family, but it's a new molecule for it. So I think it said something like dimethylamphetamine or something like that. So due to this new chemical structure that they worked with or whatever, it's supposed to be a more, I think he said, a stronger chemical and a cleaner molecule, so that when your body's able to process it and break it down more readily, in the sense that it's less chemical, I think, for your body, and it's also a longer sustained release of the chemical. He said he's seeing pretty good signs from a few people that are taking it. I'm going to look into, obviously, he's a psychiatrist, so he treats different people, and what I would assume is the majority of them, have some sort of ADD or ADHD, and a lot of them probably aren't taking this for hypersomnia. So I'm going to do a bit more research about that chemical specifically, and we discussed possibly trying that out in the future. Right now, my dosage is adjusted. I have an appointment in another month to go back and see him, and we'll see after 30 days if adjusting the dose, made the difference in what I felt like I was missing in the gap, so to speak. I do want to just place bets already. Basically, I was increased 20 milligrams a day. I have a feeling I will probably have a better month this month, in terms of feeling like it's not coming too fast out of my system, and then I'm dragging for 7 to 10 days, and I'm hoping that it's gonna bridge some of that gap there. How much, I don't know. I'm just gonna be hopeful and say maybe 4-5 days. But what I'm interested in is seeing some sort of improvement or some sort of change. Now, it may be that this isn't the right dose. We're just testing it out for this month, so I will come back. So it'd be interesting to hear from anyone if you have you're taking a less amount of Adderall, the same amount, more. I'm not sure what the most is prescribable, but it'd be interesting to hear from other people, and also in terms of your age, and not to be like picky or anything, but it's also interesting to see how it affects men and women. Seems to be mostly the same, but it's nice to see the contrast there too. Anyone of all ages, all that is great vital information. So that being said, all in all, it feels like a much better day, much happier, more productive, more in tune and sync with what's happening around me, things like that. So mentally I feel a lot better. I will say that taking a break and then starting back up again, sometimes the first day, I won't necessarily have trouble going to sleep. I never really have trouble going to sleep, but it will keep me up for just a little bit longer, probably another hour or two extra. But the benefit to that is, when I go to sleep tonight, I have a great confidence, and that confidence is I will be able to wake up at 7:30 in the morning and not be hating the world tomorrow, and not feel like as soon as I'm done doing what I need to do, I need to immediately go to sleep or get back to sleep, or I won't be struggling to wake up. That's one of the great things about Adderall. Once it's in your system, I can wake up to my alarm clock, and I can get up and do things as normal. Yep. So I'm thinking today is actually the 7th day? No, the 6th day, right? 6, 7, might be. No, it's the 6th day. That's right. So I think next time I want to go into just everyday life on Adderall, personality effects of the medicine, physical, biological effects of the medicine, just a general take on living a day with hypersomnia while being medicated. So hope you enjoyed this video. Hope it was informative. Please post comments, ask questions, anything. I don't care if it's 6 years from now. Okay, have a great night, everyone, and we will have a beautiful morning tomorrow for sure.